Hello and welcome to Spy Money. We are going to do our Wednesday evening market recap, and the market today looks pretty bad as far as if you were in calls all day long, but I was in a lot of puts on different things. I was in calls and other things, and I did very well. I'm very happy. I got to buy a lot today to where we can sell it, tomorrow or maybe Friday. I'm going to try to get out of all my calls or actually all my trades. I'm going to try to get out of them by the end of the day tomorrow. And if they're green, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of them. If they're, not very green, but, if I got time on them, which most everything I have now is expiring, I think, March 20th on. So there's a couple of them that I got shorter, but for the most part, it's March 20th on. And everything I'm buying now is 30 days out from now, so I'm buying, April, May calls and things like that, inputs. But today on the ES, we had just a continual sell-off, and we stayed under VWAP all day. It was just a day for it to just, go ahead and sell off completely. So right here is where we are for the day. We had a little pop this morning, and it actually popped up some of my stuff. I was able to get rid of a few things, and then, when it started selling off, that was really good. And then when we got this last little run right here, TLT come alive. And right now, I'll show you on the screen that I am up on it. If I can get it to work, there it is, yeah. So I am up on it right now, $1,950 at 629%. Now, I've got about $700 invested in this, and I'm at $1,950. At one time, it hit $2,200 right toward the end of the day. So that was one thing that I got in, and I'll show you another one that I got in. I'm in gold future options puts, and this was up to I think $2,300 or $2,400 today. But this is live right now, so as gold drops, this is going to go up. So you may see this one change while we get on the screen. I'll just kind of put it down here. You can kind of keep an eye on it, and we'll see what it does. But at one time today, I was down $3,000 on this trade. And I've got, I think, $5,400 in on this trade. And I've had it since, I think Monday is when I got in that. And I went ahead and got in it because the way it was going up and down stuff, I thought options would be better because I was tired of scalping. So anyway, I got in that. It's actually done really well. Let's see, I'll go and put that over here. And then the gold has been selling off. And when the market goes up, gold will sell off. Typically, not always, but typically. So anyway, so the market's actually on right now. It's still live. We can go to the 5-minute, look at that. It looks like it went up after hours, and now it looks like it's trying to pull back. It'll probably bounce here at the 27.29 and then go ahead and take back off. And if we put this on a 1 hour, just to kind of see where we're going, we got this little, just a little consolidation area here. It's staying within this channel. It dropped out right there once, but it also dropped over here. So for the most part, this is the base of the channel. Down here on our MACD, it shows us trying to curl back up. This is just, all consolidation all week long, which I figured it would be. Usually when you have a big drop, you'll have consolidation for a week, and then you'll have a big rally. Trump is supposed to talk tonight about the market and the coronavirus and so forth, so I'm expecting that what he has to say will actually rally the market. It's what I'm expecting. We won't know until after all this is over. He's had some execs from Wall Street into the White House and talking to them. But I just don't see Trump allowing the market to continue to fall when the coronavirus, everybody's got their own opinion on it. My opinion is it's not that big. There's a lot of things going on. But compared to the flu, there's like 30-some thousand people die a year of the flu. The coronavirus were, less than 4,000 or so, or 5,000 nationwide. So in America, we had like 37,000 die last year. So when you compare apples to apples, it's not as big as what the media is making it out to be. Yes, it's serious, and yes, it should be paid attention to, but I think it's just really kind of out of control. So I think that is the big reason that our market has sold off as far as the news and everything, but it also has to go back to, when you look at the charts actually showed that this was coming right there. So we had this one, and then we had this one. They used the coronavirus as a reason to get it down here. Will it keep on going? We could very easily come right on down here to the 2572 area and hit this trend. So we're looking, say, 2543 to 2572, somewhere on through there. We could very easily go ahead and sell off to that. We did hit, one thing that's good, on the weekly, we did hit this 180 SMA, and it looks like it's trying to hold right there. So, where it went down, it popped up. We may be at the bottom right there. We don't know for sure yet, but because this right here was just a little pullback, and then it just kept selling off. We may just get like a little pullback, say, tomorrow or Friday, and then it just sell off again. And that's the reason I'm saying that I'm going to be out of everything. I don't want to be caught like I was with some trades up here. I wasn't expecting that at the time. I thought we would actually have just a little pullback because I was in puts up here. But then I got them in on Wednesday, and then I was out of everything by Friday, and then I started buying up because I thought we would come up and touch this fib. That's what I was looking for. And we didn't hit the fib a second time. We just hit the trend and almost the fib, and so that's the reason I thought we were going to do it. So I'd been better off just to buy, $10,000 worth of puts and just let it ride. That's what I've been better off to do. So that is what we're doing with the ES, and I know that's a lot longer than what I normally spend on it, but I just wanted everybody to understand where we are with this. You can see right here, this is where we hit the high, and then we just kept on dropping, and then we had this bear flag, and then it started dropping again. And then, we had another one that came up and down. Right now, this is all just consolidation. We've never had a channel like this up through here. There's a slight one here, but it's not quite like this one. So I think this is going to be our base, and I think we're going to rally from here. But don't make any trades based off what I say. Do your own research and make sure, but that's where I think we are. Again, we could possibly sell off, but I just don't see the pattern showing it that we're going to sell off. Gold will come back over here. I'll show you why I am in gold. It's been selling off, as you can see here. Been selling off quite a while. Today it just kept on coming down. Starting to pull just a little bit, but I think this is a bear flag right now. So if we come back over here, make it a little bigger. And then we've got, say there to right there. And then and then we come back down here. Let's see here. I don't like that one. I like it better off this one down here. Yeah, this is right at it. And then we come back up here. Yeah, that would be about right because we're picking up here, and those. So this is, to me, looks like more of a bear flag than anything. We've got the flagpole coming down, then we've got the flag, and then we're just going to drop off right here. So will it go up to here? I doubt it. I think it's probably just going to climb here just a little bit, and then probably drop on out. If you look down here at the MACD, if I can get it to work, there it is. If you look at the MACD, it's already trying to pull over a little bit. And if we go to 15, see what it looks like. 15 is actually strong right now. So, we might make it up to here, but the profits on my gold are staying up. Normally, like up in here when it was doing all this, when it started turning here, my profits just went to negative. And like I said, I was $3,000 in a hole right there, and then it started selling off again. And then, down here I was, I think it was about $2,400 profit here, and then now we're pulling up again. But since my profit is not really moving, I believe that we're just going to sell off here, and this is just a fake out. So usually when you go up, and if you stay on this line, it'll usually just fall off. So we'll find that out tonight. Hopefully it sells off tonight, and I can wake up in the morning and have an $8,000 or $10,000 trade on this. That would be really sweet. In natural gas, I played it today. How I played it, let me go to a 5-minute. How I played this is I had I I think it was 3 calls right on through here. And I figured it would probably come over and touch this 180 and then come on up here. But it actually ended up keep on selling off a little bit, and then all of a sudden it rallied. Whenever it rallied, something just told me that I needed to get it out. And I thought it was actually going to go further, even though we had our 618 magical fib up here. I ended up selling right on through here, and I'm glad I did, because when it went up and touched it, just sold off. So I probably, well, I know I would. I'd be in the hole right now because I bought right on through here, and if I'm down here, I know I'm going to lose money. And when will this come back? I don't know. It may be tonight or tomorrow. It may be next week. But natural gas is kind of fickle anyway, and we hit that fib. I was watching it. So if we go back to the 1 hour, we can hit this and probably just pull back a little bit, and then we'll probably take another run at it. So this fib I actually drew on the 1 hour. That's how I drew it. And I drew it based off of right here. From right here to here. I got this little leg right here, and then that kind of shows me where we're going. And we went up and touched that fib, and then we shot off down here. So now that you looked at a bigger picture, we come down here, we can see the 1 hour is starting to turn. So we might drop off and hit this one here, which would be 1.847. We may hit this one here and come on up, but there's a good chance we're just going to pull right here. So we'll find that out probably tomorrow before we find out what natural gas is going to do. So if you're in the gases, you got degas and UGAS, you can probably, I wouldn't yet, but I'd wait, and you can probably get in UGAS and they're probably going up. If not degas, one of the two. Then we have the Qs. It's the same as ES, same thing. We're still below this trend, and we didn't really do anything today. I think that we have a little bit of a trend right here, but I think that we're probably going to go ahead and start to continue upward. I don't know how sharp it's going to be, but I think that we will gradually go up. So with the NQ, that's where I would be. Crude oil, I actually bought, I think it was back over in here somewhere. I don't remember what time it was I bought it, but I'm thinking it was after hours that I bought crude oil. I bought calls in it, and it went up, and I was in good profit and everything. Then all of a sudden it just sold off in the middle of the night. So I was in profit going to bed, and then when I woke up, I was, just right here's where I got up. I usually get about 6. I go to bed between 12 and 1 in the morning, and I get up about 6. So I was a good profit, and then where I slept, I lost some money. So whenever I woke up, I was a little disappointed in that. If I'd bought puts, then I could have sold them off there. Where do I think it's going to go? Crude oil, I just think it's going to go up. And the reason I say that is the elites are the ones that hold the oil, and they want the oil to be up because that's where they make their money. And Trump has always said he thinks oil should be at $60 a barrel. So, with that and the way this was increasing right here, I went ahead and got in my calls. And if you look, you can see it was riding above the 15. That's my magic indicator. It was riding above the 15. So I wasn't expecting to necessarily make a lot of money overnight. I was just buying it just for, say over the next week, then I can make a lot of money on it. So, and I'm still good. We're still on this trend. That's part of that descending wedge pattern. If we come back to the weekly, we can see it better. So, I thought we were actually probably going to go up and touch this. From right here, I thought we were going to just come on up and hit it. And we still may, we're still right there at that trend. So I still feel pretty comfortable about it. So if you got any kind of oil stocks or anything, I think, I still think that's long on it. The dollar, the US dollar, I would come back to 5 minute. Actually, let's go to 15. We go back to 15. It pretty well just rocketed all day. ES sold off all day, and this went up all day, and that's usually what happens. They usually go in opposites of each other. Not always, but most of the time. So hopefully this is going up and just going ahead and sell off. That would be great, because if it starts selling off, then that means the ES would start going up. And you can already see the red candles there, but it needs to be down below that 15. So if that does it, then I think that the market will probably start going up as well. Then we have the Dow Jones. The Dow Jones just sold off all day. Huge mess. The Dow is just, I mean, it was at 30,000 and now we're at 23,000. So, but it's showing this is picking back up. The volume has been coming back up, and people wanting to start buying again. And this is on a 15-minute chart. So, probably a good sign that it's probably going to rally tomorrow. And see, we have Apple. Apple didn't really do anything, just consolidated today. It's still kind of in a downward trend. And for me, I think Apple is just going to be one of those stocks that's probably going to sell off a little bit for a while. That was the channel we had drawn out, and it's actually dropped out of this channel. So with China and everything, I still feel that we're in a bearish market for the Apple. That's my opinion. Apple or AMD, I bought calls in AMD today. Only bought a few. I wish I'd bought more, but I really think that AMD's a good long stock. I think you could buy leaps on this even if you went, say, 6 months or longer. That's a leap. And if you bought those, I think that's long-term money if you're not one to day trade daily or anything. You're just wanting to buy something and hold it forever. Then I think if you went ahead and got in here and say you bought August, September calls or something like that, or even longer, I think you're going to make a lot of money because this is going to come back to the 59 and actually make a new high not too long from now. If you look at this, you got a W. There's part of it. And then right here's the W. So this is going to go up. I think that AMD is just a good company in itself. They make good products. They're not relying on China. They're just AMD is almost in every computer. So they make a good product. So I just believe in the company itself as far as the fundamentals of it, but I also believe that they've got a good backing as far as the stock traders and so forth. They believe in it. It's kind of a cultish, a little bit like Roku or Tesla or something like that. They've got a good following. And then we got BA, Boeing. I got in Boeing today and I bought calls, and I might have bought them a little too soon, but I don't care because I think that, you can see here the MACD's turning, right through here is going up. We're so oversold, it's not funny. We got the green candles coming up here for your volume. And I actually bought, let me go back into the 5 minute. I bought right on through here is where I bought. I think it was on this candle here is where I bought. But as soon as the market turns, this is going to turn really quick with it. So we really weren't getting the kind of patterns like this right here. We had something similar, but it was in indecision. But this was just a good sell-off all day. And usually when you have a real hard sell-off, the next day will usually go up because they've already sold off everything and made their money. Now they're wanting to buy and they'll run up. And I think with the people are going to start flying again here real soon. So that's going to make Boeing, selling more planes and stuff like that for here in America, or actually nationwide, worldwide. But I think that Boeing is, I think it's just going to take off. That's just based on what I know about how, I live in a tourist area, so I know when the travelers start traveling and stuff. So, Boeing's got to start making more money then. And CCL, Carnival Cruise Line, I sold mine today. And the reason I did, I was going to hold it, keep on going with it. But I noticed that when it came down here and the market turned and it started going up, I thought I lost my profit because I actually went into the negative up here. And so I thought, daggone, I should have sold it, but I thought it was going to keep going. And, as far as down. And then all of a sudden the market turned in and it started selling off. So I got rid of mine, and I think it was 40% or so on these, 35, 40%. Can't remember exact. But, I thought, I'm going to take my money and go. Well, I'm glad I did because look what happened. When the market starts turning and the Carnival Cruise Line started going, Royal Caribbean did the same thing. So I'm not saying calls yet, but I would say that more than likely I'd wait till next week before you get in it to make sure what's going to happen. But I would say that probably calls because we got down to $20 yesterday, and we actually made a higher low today. So with us making a higher low today and it's starting to turn up, I just think it's going to go up. But, this may, you can see it's almost kind of like a consolidation. How I said that you'll have a sell-off and then you'll have a base going through there. So we're in that base right now, I believe, and we're at the bottom of that trend. It might go ahead and sell off and come down and touch this trend, but I got out there and I'm happy about it. The people in my Discord group, I told them what I felt about it, and most of them that had got in it were losing money when that thing popped up. And then whenever I said what I said, they all said, we're with you. We're just going to sell off too. So I think the majority of us got out of CCL today, and with profit. It doesn't matter if it's 10%, 20%, or 100%, or 1,000%. Profit's profit. When you get a little uneasy about something, if you're in the green, get rid of it. You can always buy it again. So I'll go ahead and hit the Royal Caribbean. Let's see. I took Royal Caribbean out because it's the same chart. Disney, I sold my puts on Disney today, and I sold them, I believe, right down through here is where I sold my Disney puts, either here or here. And the reason I did is I noticed that when the market turned, it was right here. When the market turned, Disney started going up. So, when ES started turning, it did. So I went ahead and, I was going in a hole again. And then when it came down, I just cut my stock or my option, my put, and I made money on it. I think it was around 30 or 40% I made on Disney. And you know what? Again, don't get greedy with it. If you can make 5%, that's more than you had. But, I try to make 50% on things at least that. And, I think I was close to that. But, the way I looked at it, it was better to take that profit and walk away as it was to risk it for the biscuit, they say. And I didn't want to lose money. I'd rather just take a little bit of money and then get rid of it, and I can buy something else I'm more sure of. So that's what I did. So for right now, I think Disney may turn on us and start going up. It depends on how the market's going to react. So I'm not saying to buy anything this week long term. You can do what you want, but I'm not. I just don't think that we're in an area to where we can make the decision long. So 3M sold off again today on me. And, I got in 3M. I think it was, let's see, where did I get it? It wasn't yesterday. So I think I got in it over here. Or maybe, no, it was over here. I got in right on this drop here. And then when it went up, I was making money. And then look at this. It's just, it's just kind of went back and forth. And right now, see if I look at the... let's see, I am up, no, I'm down 21% on it right now. So I'm hoping that, when the market gets turned, then, I'll be better on it. So, and I've got till, April 24th. So I've got plenty of time on this. It's no big deal. I don't have to buy today and sell today or sell this week or whatever. As long as I got, 21 days or more left on my contract, I don't care. So, that's where we are with that one. And let's see, if we go back to MBDA, it's just went in this channel right here and just kind of sold off again. It's following the market. Everything's pretty much the same pattern. So when we start seeing ES go up, all these things will just start rocketing. And so, MBDA, I'm still holding it. I'm down just a little bit. I'm down, down quite a bit, 57%, but I think I only had like one call or something on it, so it was no big deal. I wasn't real sure when I bought it, but I just wanted to get in it in case it did take off, so I didn't put much in it. Then we have PEP. The reason I put PEP on here, Pepsi product, is they've been in a downtrend like everything else, but I was going to get in this with puts, and I got busy and forgot to do it. And the reason I was is Pepsi bought out this other company, Rockstar, I think it was called. And anytime a company buys another company, it'll sell off. And it does because they lose value in the company as far as their bank account. And when they start spending money, investors don't like it. They like to see a company to have a big bank account. So when they buy another company, even though it is making the company better, it'll sell off. So I was going to get puts in this, and I just forgot it. If I would have, I could have made bank, and I was just going to scalp it, buy puts, let it go all day, maybe even the next day. So that's why I put Pepsi on there. Roku still selling off. We've been talking about this a while now, for like a week or so. If we go back, I've taken out my things, but we've been talking about this for a week about it, channeling down and going. Actually, this was the channel we had drawn, and it's just stayed within that channel all the way down, and it's still going. I think that as far as where we're going, you're probably going down to the 68.48 mark. But I wouldn't set a sell for that and just walk away. You need to watch it. But that's where I would say that we're probably going, and that's the first good fib on down there. So that would be my guess. SPY, same as ES, the same chart. I'll let you look at this here. We were up to what 282. We actually dropped all the way down to 270. So there's 12 points. Actually from up here, that's 288 down. So that's 18 points that actually, if you got in up here, well, you couldn't got there for puts. But if you got in here for puts and rode that down, you could have made some decent money. You can see the MACD's turning up on it too. So again, same chart as the ES. TLT, this is the one I'm making money on. It's Treasury bond, and when the market is going down, Treasury bonds will go up, and then when the market starts going up, Treasury bonds start dropping. So they put their money in here for safety, and it'll start going up, and then as soon as the market turns, they will start pulling it out to put back in the market. So when you see this going down, they're pulling their money out so they can put it over into ES, into the market itself. So if they're putting it in the market, that means it's going to turn and go up. So that's where we are now. And there was a big sell-off today. I mean, look at this right here. I mean, I made bank on that. I sold some of them, and then you can see right here I've got 10 more ready to sell. And see, where is that going to happen? So if it goes down to 143.04 tomorrow, then that was going to be 600. So that's $6,000 that in sale, and I've got $700 in it, so it's $5,300 if it hits right there. And if we look back at the 15-minute chart, there's really no reason that this should not hit there. So we go back to a 1 hour. Maybe we can see it better. Right there. I don't really see any problem with it hitting there because of the way it dropped. If it doesn't hit there tomorrow, it will on Friday. So we dropped today. We went from there to, actually it would be, from there to there is 7.5%. So if we went ahead and went another 7.5% from right there, so to my line would be 8.79%. So we could easily, if the market rallies tomorrow, this could easily sell down and hit that. And if it does, like I said, I've got these set for $6, which would be $600 per contract. And I've got 10 of them, so that's $6,000. I've got $710 in this, so that's going to be $5,290 I would make tomorrow if it hits this right here, which I'm sure that it will. When it does, I will probably go ahead and buy some more puts. I'm sure I will. And the reason I am is because I think it's going to continue on down into here. Okay. So, I can buy, another 10 puts for hardly nothing probably at this point, and to where I can just go ahead and write it out and, pick up maybe another 1,000 or so. So just, I bought the puts, let's see, I think I bought the puts, where was I? I bought them right there, right at the high of this red candle. It's where I bought them. It's right before closing. And then I went $700 there, and right now I'm at $2,700 at close. So total. So time it gets down here, I'm gonna be $6,000. That's where I have my sales. So that was a good call. That came out of our Discord group. There was someone else that had called it out, and he didn't even buy any of them. He called it out, and then I charted it out. A bunch of us jumped on it, got in it, and another guy, he sold them today just above this, and then as soon as he sold it, the thing just took off and dropped hard. So he still made a lot of money on it. So our group really paid off on this. This was a team effort. One guy called it out, I charted it, we all discussed it, and then we bought it. So TLT was good to us. Tesla is still kind of coming down. You got this little descending triangle. It tried to pop out of it a little bit, but This is a bearish signal. So I still think that we're going to go ahead and sell off on this. And if we do start selling off, I say that we're probably going to be in the fours down here. I don't think these two will stop it. I think when it sells off, it's going to come hard, and it's probably going to come all the way down to the 405. And it may not. I mean, it could easily turn and go up. When the market started turning, you can see that it started going. So, don't just buy puts on it right now. I would wait to make sure what's going to happen with it. So, anyway, hold off on that to make sure, and then get in it. You can follow the market and go from there. VIX is staying pretty consistent up here. I thought VIX would have already dropped by now. I thought it would, at least this week, it would just sell off, and it hasn't. So the fear is still in the market. We still have fear factor. But the way it is right now, it's in this pennant right here. So I think that tomorrow this is probably going to start dropping off, and when it does, I should make a lot of money on this, because I've got I think I've got like a total of 8 or 10 puts on it, and I think tomorrow I'm going to buy some more. I got April 1st on them. I'm going to buy them a little bit further out, say lots of May calls or May puts, and go ahead and buy those and get them sold off. When it does sell off, I'll make a lot of money. So if I put like maybe $1,000 worth of puts on there, it should be fine. But it's kind of, if you look at this right now, it's kind of almost like, now that I'm looking at it, if we draw the price level, and then it looks like we got an ascending triangle, but when the market sells off, this thing will usually go with it. So right there is a ascending triangle, and that is actually a bullish move. So we'll just have to see what happens. I never saw that till just now. And that's why you look at your charts. You don't just assume that's the way it's going to stay. You always go back and just check them. So if we do this, make this blue, and then that way we're making it look like the other one so we can see it. It'll stand out. So I would say that, if I was looking at this going to buy, I would be buying calls on it. But just knowing what this is about, it makes me think that it'll sell off. So I'd hold off on this and see what happens. Tomorrow, if it breaks out and it's up on here, then you could probably get some calls on it. I don't know how long it'll last, but I'm bearish on this right here. But that pattern just makes me want to say bullish. But knowing how everything is, I just can't say bullish on it right now. Walmart's been a pretty good one. We bounced out, and it stayed in this channel. Right now it's in this downward channel. I think I've got like 161 calls on this now, and I'm still in the green. I'm still making money. I've got a few of the trades that it's a little bit red. Like today, here's a big mistake I did today. So see, I make mistakes too. I try not to trade until 15 minutes after opening. And that's really kind of one of my rules. And this will be 5, 10, 15. Okay? So if we go back to a 1 minute chart, you can see it even better. And what I did was I did not wait. I actually jumped in it. There's 15 candles right here. I've already counted them. So there's 15 candles. And when we got in, we come down and we hit right here. I jumped in. I should not have jumped in. And I bought 313 expiration this Friday. And I was just going to ride this up, and I was going to scalp it, and I was going to, try to make some money on it. I figured I could probably make 700 or 800% off of that little move. So as soon as I got in, I was in the green, and I was all happy about it, and I thought, yeah, I did good here, and this and that, and it just sold off the rest of the day. If I would have bought puts on this today, I could have made a fortune, because it actually moved further than what I thought it would on calls today. But if I would have just done my rules, waited 15 minutes after opening, that allows all the options to kind of settle down. It'll allow the market to kind of settle down a little bit, and then that's when you really know where your direction is. You miss out on this right here, but trying to get in this cost me all this move. And then at the very end of the day, it actually ended up coming up, and then it's come up quite a bit, and then it just based over. I'm bullish, still bullish on Walmart. I think the Walmart doesn't. always follow the market. It kind of does sometimes, but for today it did follow the market. So, but I'm still bullish on it. I think you can still get in on this and just go longer calls, at least by 30 plus days on it. But if you bought 60-day calls on it, I think you're definitely going to be good. That's something you might have to hold a week. You might have to hold 2 weeks. But I think if you hold it even longer, then you're going to do a lot better. So that's all of ours. And let's go back to ES. And we look back at ES and see what's happening. We always try to close out with what's going on. It's dropping down a little bit. Will it continue? It might do it all tonight even. It might just keep on selling off until we get down to, where's our next fib? We're not going to hit this down here, I don't think. But if we did, I mean, that's where we'd be. 25, 26, that's the trend line of the ascending, broadening wedge that we have. So there's a chance this would go ahead and sell off, and that would be, what is that, another 185 points. So, I might go ahead and jump back in that and get some puts on the ES tonight. I don't know. We'll see what happens. So that's where that is, and we'll go ahead and look at gold one more time since I'm in gold. I saw in our group they're chatting about it right now and said that gold was going up. My profit is still the same. Let me pull this up. My profit is still the same right now, and so I'm still at 1330, which is where I was when we started. It hasn't moved. And so I don't really think that this is doing anything, because if this was going up, my profit would be going down. And since my profit's staying the same, I would say that this is going up, but they know that it's just going to sell off. So I'm still bearish on my gold. I'm not going to sell it right now. I think that gold will turn into about a $10,000 profit tonight. And, hopefully when I wake up in the morning, it will just, already be sold and gone, because I've got my sell in for that. And, if it hits it, then I'll just take my money. So, guys, I mentioned the Discord channel there a few minutes ago, and I have a Discord channel where we post our trades. Everybody posts trades. I post charts all day long. We talk about the market. We talk about our trades. We have different chat rooms for different areas. We have them for futures. We have them for options, penny stock, Forex, whatever you want to chat about, you get in that room, and it's like-minded people. And then we have a lobby where we just all kind of gather together and we just chit-chat about anything. We might share, some jokes about something, or, these funny GIFs or something. It's just anything you want to do in there, as long as it's, proper. We don't allow the dirty stuff, but if it's proper to get in there, and everybody just kind of hangs out, and we have a good time. We start talking about, maybe a mistake that you had. I have one channel, it's called Mistakes, and you can post your mistake in there, and not just to tear you down, but we come in and hopefully what you said will help someone else. But it's a paid group, and we have a Facebook group. So in the description, there's a Facebook link that you can click. And if you go in there, you can join our group, and there's you can join our YouTube channel, which hopefully you're already a subscriber since you're watching this on here. And you can join the group, and then there's a sign-up page where you can sign up and actually go to the Discord channel, and just pay for it. It's a monthly due. And get signed up and get plugged in with us, and allow us to, maybe you're an experienced trader and you're just looking for other calls and stuff that you could be playing, different trades, or it be options or futures or whichever. We're calling them all out. And that doesn't mean you follow us. It just means that, it gives you something to look at, and then you look at your own chart and decide. So I'm always posting charts. I'm always doing live streams. I do live trading sometimes to show you how I trade. So, it actually kind of helps everybody out. They're learning, and it's educational. And that's what we really need in this field, is we need like-minded people that we can talk to, that can understand us and be able to maybe help us understand something a little better, or do a better trade, or maybe stop us from doing a trade that is not good. So it's really good for that in our Facebook group and our YouTube channel. Please like, share, and subscribe. If you got good information out of this, just give me a thumbs up. Thumbs up means a lot to me. And share this to your friends. The YouTube is free. The Facebook is free. So you can get some good information through there. But if you really want to get plugged into what we do and with how we trade and so forth, then you really need to get into the Discord channel. There's just so much information there, and for what it costs is pennies compared to what you're getting. Your first trade, you'll make more than what the Discord channel costs. So I'm sure you will. Our group is just very, very good. They're making money. I just think the world of them. One girl in there says that this is the spy money family, and I really like that. It just makes me feel good knowing I can go in there and have good camaraderie with people and be able to talk to them, and we just have a good time. So, like I said, please like, share, and subscribe, and join our Discord, and we will talk to you in the morning. Have a good night.